Did you know that if you're hanging around the wrong people, you might be broke forever? Isn't that right, Joseph?
Yeah, it's true.
Well, in this video, guys, we're going to share exactly why you need to choose the right people to have in your life. What's going on, guys? Colt I'm with Joseph Ruiz, my good friend. We're going to be going over the subject of choosing the right people to have in your life. I feel like this is one of the most important things because I've actually noticed that when I used to hang around broke people, bro, I would stay broke. And then I started surrounding myself with people that actually wanted to do something, like more entrepreneurial friends like you and others. And I've noticed it just by being around people like you. I've grown myself. I've learned to set my limits a little higher because you want things just as bad as I want things too.
Yeah.
What is your take on that?
My take is pretty much surround yourself with people that are willing to motivate you every single day. Surround yourself with people who are striving to become as good or as better as you are, and making sure that you stay on the track as they do. You know, you guys always check each other whenever somebody becomes lazy. Hey, check, I'll be like, yo, are you not being productive? You know, always be productive every single day. You know, that's how you know it's a good friend that you need to hang around with. People who keep motivating you, people who keep, you know, helping you out, people who keep, you know, telling you from their perspective, saying something they feel is wrong, something they feel like, oh, you should pursue this avenue. You know, people that are genuinely like there for you. They're people who are actually wanting for you to succeed in life. People who actually are in the same kind of path as you are, as per se.
I feel that's so true because when I used to have my old friends, they would only keep in check with me when there was an event, a party, something, a social gathering that was just fun. And none of my friends, honestly, I can say, didn't want to see me do better than they are. And I feel like when I was hanging around the people that didn't really have any goals or wanted to do anything with their time, I kind of came down to their level and I built the same habits as they have, that wanted to party, they wanted to just drink, smoke, and have a good time. And I feel like after a while I just got bored of that because I was reading, I actually heard from one of my mentors. He said that progression is happiness, and I didn't see myself growing. Therefore I started to actually question who I had in my life, and if I was to change the people I had in my life, maybe my financial income maybe changed, maybe my happiness would change, things like that. But being around the right people is definitely one of the biggest things that impacted my life and really drove my success really out of the roof.
Alright guys, so there's a couple instances where I personally have been in this, where I've actually had to cut off people because they're just too much in the parties, and they're too much, you know, for themselves. You know, they're just too into wasting time and kind of just going with the flow and not really like knowing what to do in life. And honestly, you know, I got to the point where I was just saying, you know, is this something that I actually want? You know, obviously, you know, I want, you know, money, I want, you know, happiness, I want, you know, certain things in life, and being lazy is not gonna be one of them. You know, imagine spending, you know, 5-6 hours, you know, a week, you know, let's say you go to parties, you know, for a couple hours, you know, on the weekends. That adds up. You add that up times, you know, 52 weekends, you know, in the year, and it gets to be astronomical. You know, it's almost a week's time, maybe even more, and it's just wasted time that you could be pursuing your dreams, pursuing, you know, what you want, you know, having fun, you know, at the same time, you know, working, but also having fun, you know, doing what you want, you know, and pretty much being self-employed and being, you know, the person that, you know, you wish you were. This kind of takes it, you know, to where you can kind of motivate yourself to, you know, push that step, you know, to maybe starting the online store you wanted to do, maybe start that, you know, company you want, a brand or something, you know, just do it. There's no better time than to do it than now.
Yeah, we are in the digital age. I gotta say, people are really focused on that short-term high. They really don't want to put in the work, because when people start putting in work, they don't see the result immediately. And I witnessed that throughout my business all the time. When people, they just come in with the wrong mentality. They're more focused on making money. They're not focused on the whole learning aspect, the growing aspect, and actually getting things. Like, they're not focused on enhancing the real value of what they're being given. And I was the same way. I used to just party because I got that short-term high, but I'd wake up the next morning, I'd be like, fuck, I'm hungover, I feel like absolute crap. I didn't get anything accomplished last night. If anything, I set myself back in time. I set my standards back because I came down to the level of where everybody else was, and I started going to parties, and I wasn't really the type to be in the whole party, like dancing and like popping bottles or all that stuff. I was really just the one observing everybody else. And I think it was at my last party where I just saw kids fighting, and I was like, wow, these kids are pretty immature, fighting over some stupid reason. And really what it comes down to is communication. I realized that my communication skills that I had with my friends were not strong. I couldn't talk to them about things like starting a business. I couldn't talk to them about becoming successful. Why? Because they weren't focused on those activities that were going to make themselves successful. They were more focused on the whole party. So I eventually got over the whole party, and I realized that all my friends really didn't give a damn about me, because when I started my business, I asked every single one of my friends I was partying with, I was like, hey, I started my own business, like, I really want to get you involved. Do you think you can listen to this opportunity? And pretty much every one of them ignored me, bro, and they didn't reach back out to me. I was like, wait, so when I call you to go to a party or have fun, you're so willing to do it right away. But when it comes to actually putting in work and doing something productive with our time, you're not willing to do that. So that's when I was like, okay, I need to get rid of these people. I need to surround myself with people of influence that actually want to do something amazing and magical with their life.
Definitely.
So I basically got to a point where I was sick and tired of being sick and tired, if you want to be real.
Yeah.
I remember there's another time when I was at a party and this guy had a gun. He literally pulled it out and shot around in the air, and everybody ran and was screaming, there's someone with the gun. And I was just really concerned about my safety at the time, because when I would go to parties, guys, I would make so much effort as to sneaking out of my house. I would tell my dad at around 8 to 9 p.m, hey dad, I don't feel good, I'm gonna go to sleep. And then once he went in his room, I'd like peek under my door, you know, the little hole under the door. I'd watch my dad, I'd hear him going up the stairs. I would literally peek under my door and like watch him walk by. And I'd wait 5 seconds after he walked by, and I'd hear his door close. I'd go current, like it creaked before it closed, and I'd hear it close. But all right, I'm good. I'd open my door all slow and sneak out. I'd go down the back door, and I just felt so bad, because what if one night my dad got a call from the police or the hospital saying your son actually passed away tonight, he was killed. And I didn't tell my dad what was going on, and that it really like made me realize that my activities, my decisions don't just affect my life, but they affect the people's lives around me that I care about. And I just couldn't do that to my dad, somebody who raised me, that cared about me, that fed me, housed me, and basically not tell him what I'm doing. So I was overall concerned with my relationship with my father at a time, because I don't want to lose that. Somebody who genuinely cared about me, built me into the person I am today, is not knowing where I am. And I just felt extremely disrespectful to do that. And especially because at the end of the day, guys, you need to realize that if you're drinking, if you're an alcoholic, if you have any drinking problems, or you see yourself drinking, if you're a high school kid, whatever age you are at, you need to realize that you have more greatness in you than that poison that you're putting in your body. It's true. You guys can do amazing things. You just need to realize that anything and everything is possible. That's what it all starts with, is believing in yourself.
Definitely.
And bro, a lot of people, they can't believe in themselves. So I mean, just believing in myself, knowing that I can do it, push through it, really helped me.
I mean, you know, there's people think, you know, like, oh, you know, they don't feel like they're supposed to be doing something, or they don't feel comfortable doing this. You know, that's the whole point, you know, starting and taking the risk. You know, you're not supposed to know how it feels. You know, let's say you don't feel like, oh, I don't think I can take on this job. You know, I don't think it's too much for me. It's not too much for you. Obviously, if you got the effort, you got the, you know, creative mind behind it, you can do anything. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, you know, you're supposed to feel anxious. You're supposed to feel, you know, nervous. You're supposed to feel, you know, those ups and downs. You know, like, oh, am I gonna make it this month? You know, am I gonna, you know, oh, and then, you know, when you do, you know, when stuff starts doing good, you know, you're like, yes, you know, I feel I'm on top of the world. And next, you know, the next month you're like, damn, you know, I had it. What happened? You know, it's that you're supposed to do that. You know, but just, you know, remember, you know, at the end of the day, you know, just it's all inside. You know, making sure you believe in yourself, making sure, you know, you can power through, you know, the ups and the downs. You know, because ultimately it's just going to lead to, you know, you succeeding in life, and you know, creating, you know, and you creating a different path, you know, for yourself, and something that maybe you never dreamed of doing, and dreamed of maybe even achieving in your life.
100%. I mean, we're all put on this earth for a reason. A lot of people don't figure out, but there's the most two important days of your life is the day you were born, obviously, and the day you figure out why. And most people don't figure out why they're born until they're on their deathbed, about to die. And that's so sad, because, bro, like, there's so much greatness in the world. It's just some people aren't willing to reach out and do that. They're not they're not concerned about the wellness of others, but they're just concerned about the wellness of themselves.
Definitely.
And that's where you need to look. You need to give as much as you can. The person that always holds is never going to have anything in life. The person that gives is going to have anything and everything in life. If you guys could hit that nice subscribe button below. I'm going to have Joseph's social links below in the description so you guys can stay connected with him, and we'll go from there. But thanks for coming on this video, guys, and we'll see you next time.